Okay, now it's time to go for the real magic. I'm going to load the high poly version here. Okay, now we have the high poly version here, and the output size is 4K. I'm okay with that. The anti-aliasing is 64. It's perfect, but we can sense something wrong here because we can see the red color in the viewport. Okay, so the first thing is in the latest version of Substance Painter, it's 9.1.1. We have a powerful baking visualization option inside Substance Painter that we used to see nothing when we bake inside Substance Painter, and it's a very good feature inside Substance Painter thanks to Adobe. Okay, let's go and see what's happening here. Okay, we load some high poly version here, and this high poly version, when we want to see what's happening in the viewport, we can define the color of the mesh itself. Okay, so we can change it to something like green. So now we can see the high poly version of the model in the green color. Okay, so what is the matching error? It means your high poly version and the low poly version, it's not matched. So it's maybe related to the position inside your 3D software, or maybe it's related to the cage. So we can see, we can understand what's happening, and we can define the error and try to solve it. Okay, so that's it. And we have the cage. Okay, so we can increase the opacity for the cage. We can change the color of the cage, as you can see. We can see the wireframe of the cage because our low poly model, it's like the simple cube in the world. So we cannot see, we are not able to see the wireframe on that. Okay. So this is the situation that we have here. This is the option that we have. And for the UV seam, whenever you see this purple line and you don't know, okay, I'm okay with the UV or with the bake result, you can focus on this purple color on the mesh in this baking visualization. It means when you see the purple line here on this edge, you need to put cut edge on the UV and make it separate. Okay, so this is the meaning of this color. But if you put the sharp edge over there on the purpose, and you can understand what's happening, and you can see and control the situation, it's okay. You can ignore this color. But it's like warning to you, this is the sharp edge, and there's no seam over here. And maybe you are going to face a problem with normal baking here. So that's a true fact. So you can fix the mistake before doing anything. So we don't have anything purple here, so we can skip that. And the project mesh or low poly, it's like dark gray, right? We can change it to anything else. So let me turn off this, and you can see this is the low poly one. Okay, and we have the material for that. You can increase the metallic, you can decrease the roughness to have this shiny material in the baking menu. So let's go for bake the result. Okay, from this high poly to the low poly without touching the cage. We need to see what's happening when we have this red area on the high poly model. Okay, and what is the missing part? And after that, we can understand why the cage distance is so important. So let's go for the baking and see what's happening. Okay, the baking process is over, and now we can see what's the result. So let's click here and boom. Let's go here, make it a little dark, and we can increase the roughness. Yeah. And on the shiny surface, you can see the baking error very much better. So this is what's happening when you don't set your cage properly. So you miss the data like this. Okay, so let's increase the cage distance until all the red area gone. Yeah, everything is okay. And we are going to bake again. The baking process is over. We have all the data from high poly to the low poly, and please attention to this matter. This low poly model with this detail on the surface, it has just only 12 polygon, not more. Okay, but you can see, you can feel the data on it, right? So this is the magic of the baking mesh maps. So, okay, I think we are done in this window. We discussed about many things, we learned many things, and there is just only one matter we need to discuss. When you set natural material for the baking visualization, it's not happening on the painting window. So it's just for this window, and that's it. And let's go on the painting window. So this is the painting window. We have all the data on the surface. We have chamfer edge. Okay. Right. We have the data from high poly model. Okay. And now, if I turn on the bronze armor, you can see there is interaction between material and the detail on the mesh maps. Let me increase the texture size on the viewport to 2K so we can see so much better here. Okay, perfect. It's perfect. So let me test another thing here. I'm going to load another smart material. Okay, for example, this is steel paint. Yes, as you can see, now we have interaction between details on the mesh maps and the layers, right? So let me explain you very briefly about the mesh map itself. So we don't need to understand which mesh maps does which work. We just need to be familiar with them, bake the mesh maps, and goes for the texturing part. Okay, and in the experience in doing a project, you can have better understanding of the mesh maps and how they work. So I'm going to click on the B on the keyboard, and we are going to start with the normal. Okay, we can select B on the keyboard or go here and choose the mesh maps channel that we want. So this is the normal. Okay, this normal map, this normal channel or normal data do the most thing. So when we talk about transfer data from high poly to the low poly and fake those details, we are talking about the normal map. Okay, so the next one is word space normal. They are like the same, but the coordinate of them, it's different. Okay, it's related to the word and the position of the object in the 3D world. But the first one is related to the object itself. You are going to see these kind of normal map like purple all the time. So whenever you see the purple map, it's the normal map, okay? But when you see something like this, green, red, and blue or purple, you can understand this is the word space normal map. Okay, so they do the same thing, but in different coordinate. Do I need to know which one is better or which one is mostly in common use? The answer is no for your level. You just need to know the normal map, the purple normal map, do the work, make fake detail and create your model beautiful on low poly model, okay? And that's it. So let's go for the ID. It's not important right now. We are going to discuss this in the future. And the ambient occlusion. Ambient occlusion is a very important map when you bake the detail from high poly to low poly, okay? And during this course, you hear about AO magic, AO plus, or adding AO detail, and this is a crucial step. When you create detail in the normal map, you need to add ambient occlusion to that to create beautiful effect, beautiful result. Okay, so what is the ambient occlusion exactly? It's like soft shadow channel. Okay, for example, consider this. We are in the room, we are in the situation that there is just one light, one area light or omni light, and the intensity on the environment is the same on every point, okay? So it makes soft shadow like cloudy days, and the ambient occlusion is something like the soft shadow channel. And help us to understand the corners or the edge, okay? So let's go for the next one, the curvature. The curvature in general show us the edges. So for the model, as you can see, we have the edge, and for the detail, as you can see, now we can understand where is the edge of this detail, where is the edge, and etc. Okay, so this is the curvature showing edge to us, and this is the position. It's not related to the high poly version, it's just related to the low poly one. It helps to Substance Painter to understand the position and the coordinate of the model in 3D space. Okay, so now we can understand this is the red point, this is for example the left side, this is the top side, or this is the position or the coordinate on the 3D space. Okay, which coordinate? So the position is related to the coordinate, the position of the low poly model in the world space. Okay, it's not related to the high poly transfer data to the low poly and fake data, fake details. And this is the thickness. Okay, the thickness like this. When we have two surfaces close each other, in the thickness we can understand this with white and black value. When the surface they are close together, the value is black, and when the surfaces they are far from together, the value is white. Okay, so we can understand the thickness of the model with the thickness mesh maps. Okay, so I think this is the last one. Yes, and we are going to discuss about the height, bends normal, and opacity in the future. And I think this is enough for the baking process, introduction to the baking. We are going to discuss about explode baking technique. We are going to discuss about the modern way of the baking complex model inside Substance Painter. Don't worry about that. And that's it. So let's go for the project and be creative.